about to climb to the top of Mount Fuji, and everything that you choose to bring with you needs to be very, very important. It is a long climb, it gets very treacherous towards the top, so you don't want to bring anything unnecessary. First and foremost, you need a headlamp. If you're planning to climb for the sunrise like I am, which is going to be gorgeous, you're going to need something to light the path. This headlamp, you can find it at most stores, and it will light your way very consistently. Alright, that's caution, I guess. Hats, I brought two, honestly, because I wanted to make fashionable decisions, and that's going to be an important choice later. You want to dress in layers. Layers are very, very important. I have a tank top, a armor shirt, long sleeve, flannel, because I'm a Canadian and I need a flannel, shorts, and then a pair of track pants that I plan to wear over them. 2 pairs of socks, different thicknesses. The climb down is treacherous, it is dirty, it is sweaty, it's so frustrating. That dirt is just going to seep right into your shoes, so I always bring a couple extra pairs of socks. This jacket is a waterproof layer. It's from Uniqlo, not very expensive, worth the investment. Very, very lightweight. Just a layer for keeping the rain off you, just in case. Nice new pair of hiking boots. These are going to be important as well. They're new, so hopefully I don't get blisters, because that would be awful. You have a pair that you've already broken in, wear those. Deodorant. You're going to want your deodorant. It's going to be stinky, and if you don't want to stink, and you don't want to offend your own nostrils, then you're gonna want that deodorant. Now let's take a second and talk about all of the snacks that you're gonna need. There are a number of places, and at the very, very top there is an opportunity to stop at some restaurants. But along the way you're gonna need nutrients to keep you going. So I got a lot of these Soy Joys, which are basically small protein bars. There's a lot of dry fruit, small packages, they're not very expensive. Fruit in bags, syrup, I don't know, sugar. This is Pocari Sweat, as I call it, sweat juice. It's basically a less flavorful Powerade. Try and keep your bag as lightweight as possible. There's opportunities to get snacks along the way. I chose to bring quite a bit. Maybe that was a mistake, but we'll see along the way how miserable I can possibly get. Pack light, wear layers. Mount Fuji. Fuji is divided into 10 stations, all the way from the base of it to the top. We took a bus to station 5, so it's about halfway up, and we have to hike the rest of the way. It's 9 p.m. right now. It's pitch black outside, so the headlamp is key. I want to remind you that hiking is not a fashion contest, so none of my clothes matching is nothing to complain about. It's not important. There's lightning outside. I'm a little concerned for rain. We're gonna see. I've got a lot of hours of hiking ahead of me. I look really, really cool with my headband and headlamp on. I'd say I'm ready. At station 5, you're gonna wanna buy one of these. It's a giant hiking stick. It's about 5 feet tall. At the bottom, it's gonna seem pretty useless, but towards the top, it's actually gonna come in handy. And along the way, there's a bunch of different stations you can get different logos branded into it. That's a pretty neat little keepsake once you're finished with it all. We're only at the first possible stop, and it's been like 15 minutes of walking, and we've already been lost once. Been turned around on trails, headed the wrong direction. I think we finally found it. It's a lot colder than I expected, so I've already leveled up to the flannel. I've got gloves on and track pants, so not a tremendous start to the climb, but it'll only get better from here. It's 10:30, we've climbed a little bit. The last time that I did this climb was actually a year ago tomorrow. So technically I've climbed Mount Fuji twice inside 1 year. That's kind of neat. I don't know if I was in better shape last year. I don't think so, but I'm exhausted. Hiking 101, take large steps. You're gonna engage your quads more than your calves, and your quads are bigger, stronger muscles. It's gonna be a lot easier for you. Big steps are key. I'm stopped at the 7th station now. There's an opportunity to get a stamp burned into your stick, which is pretty neat. I've mostly been using my stick this far to pretend that I'm Donatello, who is my favorite Ninja Turtle, because he's the best Ninja Turtle. Also be aware that to use the toilet is going to cost you 200 yen, which is about $2, and they smell awful. So if you can, take care of your business at the bottom of the mountain, and don't wait till you're on it. We are approximately 9,154 feet up, I think above sea level. Not very good at this. Most stops have small shops where you can buy different snacks and even noodle cups, but it's kind of like the American movie theaters where they know that you're gonna need that food, so they overcharge you a lot. So I think for like a cup of Mr. Noodle, it's like $5. You know, weigh your options. If you want a lighter bag and you're willing to spend more money at the top, maybe that's the option for you. It's almost midnight. You can kind of take breaks every so often at different stops, but really, if you need to at any time, you're tired or can't really breathe very well, I recommend pulling off to the side of the trail, let people pass you, and just relax. Don't be too proud or stubborn like me, and kind of try to carry it out to the next stop. If you need to stop, do stop. You got a lot of time if you planned it right. So take your time and be patient, carry on. I'm still climbing higher. The oxygen is getting thinner. You can buy portable oxygen cans, but I chose not to. You're probably thinking that it's getting kind of boring to just watch me talk about the climb and you want to see the climb. But climbing by headlamp is not very exciting to watch and kind of nauseating, so I'll give you some footage and you guys can decide. But I kind of decided for you already. Stopped about 3,100 meters up this mountain. I'm in the restroom. I don't know. We always end up here. It's weird. But that's because they have this really encouraging soundtrack telling you exactly what to do. What's disgusting is they tell you that this box is where you put your shitty toilet paper instead of flushing it, which is gross. But they also have a cool toilet cup, which is fun. That's how you flush.
Thank you.
We're stopped 3,100 meters, I think above sea level. I assume that's what the measurement is. There's all these huts where you can stop and rest. There's opportunities to eat and buy some food from small shops. Most importantly, there's a Pokemon gym. And I tried my best. I tried very hard to leave a Pokemon because I think it'd be really cool to leave a Pokemon here on Mount Fuji, but everyone else was just too strong. Luckily, it was already blue, Team Mystic, so. It's about 1:20 in the morning. We're hiking 201. Set your pace and stick to it. You're going to deal with a lot of different kinds of terrain, gravel, loose gravel, packed down earth, and a lot of rocks and things. It's not a race. You're all going to get there at some point, so climb at your own pace. And be aware that once you stop to rest, your body temperature is going to drop. You're going to really feel the cold, especially if you're up higher. And you're going to get tired, and it's going to suck. So balance your rest time accordingly. Make sure not to exhaust yourself and end up falling asleep at the stops. Let's talk headlamp etiquette. When you wander into a rest stop like this one, turn off your headlamp and don't shine into people's eyes, because it kind of hurts, and it's late, and everyone's tired and cranky. I'm not cranky. No, I'm not. I'm a little cranky. So don't shine lights in my eyes, that's fine. I'm stopped about an hour and a half from the top. I have 2.5 hours until the sun rises, so I'm definitely going to take my time. It's kind of at the point now, and you should expect this, that there are so many people compacted trying to get to the top at the same time that you're pretty much bumper to bumper traffic and you're not moving very quickly. But at this point in time, the casual pace is very much welcome, so I'm really not complaining. I fucking did it. It took hours and hours and hours. It was insane. There were so many times where I wanted to stop, so many times where I thought I was gonna literally pass out from exhaustion. I'm exhausted, I'm battered and bruised, but this view is unlike anything anyone will ever see in their lives, and it makes it entirely worth it. Absolutely incredible. I don't think there's any set of words that I could say that would accurately describe this view. So I'm just gonna shut up and let you guys watch it. And I'm very, very happy that I got to share the sun rising on Mount Fuji with all of you. Thanks. The sun has risen, and there are a number of restaurants at the top of Mount Fuji, so we're sitting down for some miso ramen. It should be delicious, and of course hot, which is most important considering how goddamn cold it is right now. I also looked into Pokemon Go to see if there's anything exciting. There is a gym nearby. I could place a Pokemon there. I'll have to do it on the way down. But I wanted to mention that I read a BBC News article hypothesizing that Articuno would be at the top. He's not here right now. It doesn't mean he couldn't be here in the future. If he does show up in the future, I'm going to be pretty pissed off because I'm not here to get him. This was an incredible experience all the way through. I'd like to say it's a once-in-a-lifetime accomplishment, but I've already done it twice. I will never ever do this a third time. This is the most gorgeous sunrise that I've ever been awake for, mostly because I'm never awake for sunrises, but just no amount of words can describe this sunset. Fuck, sunrise. I'm tired. Sitting at the top now. The one thought that doesn't leave my mind is the descent from this mountain, and I've done it before, and I'm not excited about it. The reason coming down the mountain is so challenging and so dreaded is because the dirt and gravel beneath my feet are very, very loose. So every step you take, you're going to slide about 3 feet, and then the sand trails down behind you and fills the back of your shoes until you're walking on about an inch cushion of dirt, which you do not want. It's pretty awful. Luckily, it rained last night right before we started to climb, so a lot of this dirt is still packed together and hasn't been sliding nearly as much, and therefore the knees are a little bit nicer. It's also hard to complain when the view is as gorgeous as it is.
Oh, right in the shoe. Whole bunch of it. It's the first batch. I want to take the shoe off. I don't want to deal with this shit. Fuck it, I'll deal.
This is what a lot of the view would have looked like climbing up the mountain if I had climbed in the day. Unfortunately, it was dark, so it was kind of upsetting. I mean, I had stars, which is great for me, but bad for you, because look at this view. This is what I would have wanted to have looked at the entire time I was climbing.
Felt like Gandalf a lot today. Yeah, because my staff, right? But I feel like I'd be a shitty Gandalf, because if I was Gandalf, I could just and be at the bottom. You know? You shall not pass. Fight a dragon. This shirt stinks so badly.
I did it. I made it to the top of Fuji in time for sunrise, and then I made it down all in one piece. All in all, that was a much, much better experience than the last time. Coming down that mountain was so awful, and I think we just got lucky this time around. This is what Station 5 looks like. We showed up in the middle of the night, so we couldn't see any of this, but just trees and mountains for miles and miles around. Fuji was an incredible experience, and if anyone is even considering doing it, I highly, highly encourage it. It's an incredible once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You'll never want to do it a second time. I did it twice. That was a mistake. But go do Fuji. So I did it. I made it to the top of Mount Fuji and back, and I didn't die. All in all, it was about 18 to 24 hours of travel, if you want to count some of the bus and train stuff. It was exhausting. I slept for about a day and a half, but I'm finally out of my coma to talk to you guys here. So thank you so much for joining me. It was an incredible experience. If you are ever in a country to do sightseeing, definitely check off all of the big list items first. You want to see these big things. It may seem cliche, but they're popular for a reason. You want to see these things because they will leave you with memories that will last a lifetime. It's always great to seek out the hidden gems and all of the lesser known sites, but definitely see everything that you can that you've heard about. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe for another one just like it every Thursday. And of course, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram to keep track of me all over the world.